Alright, it's a pity the smartphone doesn't focus automatically all the time. So anyway, I just printed the manual from Dylan. I also got a service that should run, .be, Belgium, from Johan, I think, if I remember correctly. So I want to connect to that service, but first we have to get an IP address. And what I did discover in the meantime, and I didn't show you, I should have put it on video, but anyway, we're putting it on video now. Okay, this doesn't work. Let's press brake. Press brake. I am pressing brake. Brake. Anyway, I want to get to the NMI menu, which is built in, so I just have to connect this jumper for a second. Look at that, and there is the NMI menu. That's great because this gives you some more control of the setup of the Spectranet, and I think it's great. There's so many things already added to this features. What happens? I pressed A. It doesn't. I thought I should get into the menu. Let's get back and do it again. Okay. I pressed A. Okay, it still wants to do this, and I don't want to. I'm not sure what happens. It crashed actually. Well, let's try it again. I want to get to basic. So I'm pressing brake now. Okay, now quit it. Pressing brake. Press brake to interrupt. I'm pressing brake. Let's wait for a second then. Press brake to interrupt. I am pressing brake. I cannot press it any harder. Come on. Press brake to interrupt. It doesn't want me to interrupt. That's odd. So, trying to get to the NMI menu again. Okay, there it is. Add and remove ROM modules, load data to RAM, snapshot manager, or exit. I just want to get to the configuration, but it just, what's happening here? Not sure what it's doing. Let's try it again. Nope, I cannot get into the configuration menu at this moment, which kind of sucks because I could do that a second ago. So I pulled out a cable and let's see if the behavior is different. Okay, it doesn't say link, so there is no link. I would expect it to go to basic in a second. How long will it take? I don't know. Not detected. No, that's completely true. Why does it go to trying to obtain an IP address? I don't want to do that. There's no reason, because there's no link. Don't do this. What? Okay, let's try to get into the menu again and see if it wants to enter. No, it doesn't. Okay, it's just resetting. Why is it resetting at this moment? I don't know. Maybe something is messed up in the ROM, I don't know. So what I'm going to do is trying to flash the ROM again. So I'm going to put the jumper on disable all, which is J2. This one. And let's power it on, and we should just get to E6DOS. And I should be able to run the installer again, which I just modified a bit so I can load the Spectran.bus basic file, and if I press a key now it will flash the complete ROM again. I wonder whether the setup of the NMI menu functions save its data. I'm not sure if it's done in ROM. I would expect it will save it to ROM because there's no battery or something, so the only place I think it can store data is in the ROM. So that's what I think. I'm not completely sure. Let's disconnect the interface again. If it is saved in ROM, then I think it will it's now reset to its default settings. So I think what I just entered in the configuration, you haven't seen it because I didn't put it on camera, but is now gone. But I'm not sure. It might save some things into the WizNet chip, but I doubt that will happen. But it could be, because it's a small chip here. That's the Ethernet controller with an 8-bit. So you see, it does exactly the same. So I guess the Ethernet controller has its own flash RAM integrated. That's what I think. Hence, it's doing exactly the same after I reflashed the EEPROM. So it's still not getting a IP address, and my guess, I can just explain what I did in the settings in the NMR menu. I enabled DHCP, so it should obtain now an IP address automatically. It wasn't enabled by default. Another thing is that there was no hostname entered, so I entered bytelight as hostname. So I guess the Spectranet is now named bytelight. And after that, after those changing those two settings, this happens. So it tries to obtain the DHCP address, and it isn't able to do that. So we'll just plug in the cable again and see what happens when I reset the machine. DHCP failed. Well, that's what I expect. So no IP address this way. I don't think that happened because I was plugging in the cable. That happened because of a timeout. But I want to see if I can now access the configuration menu again. Yes, we can. Oh, wow. So this is a long video, but finally we can see the configuration menu, which is shown when you press the non-existing NMI button. So I'm just using a simple jumper at this moment to do that. So as you can see here, the DHCP is enabled. All the other settings are connected to the DHCP setting. Hardware address is still unset, if you ask me, and I just entered a host name. So my best guess at this moment is that because the hardware address is unset, it's just a default address, I would think that my router thinks some strange odd device is trying to obtain an IP address. So maybe I should just set a hardware address, but the problem is I have no idea what setting I should use there. I can think of something, of course, but I'm not sure if that's actually the reason that it's not obtaining an IP address, and I don't know if I should set a hardware address. I don't know. So some questions are open at this moment. So let's continue the search, but in another video.